All right, guys, welcome to the final AMA of the day. We're here with Hank and Winchester Holmes from the project, The Seed Collector. Oh, we're getting some feedback, Hank. I can hear myself through your mic.
My mic was muted. Sorry.
Oh, it was? Oh, I can hear myself through you. Still open mic. Anyways, okay, so before we get into the actual
Hold on.
project,
Let me try to stop.
yeah, it's kind of weird. Sorry, guys, just bear with us
Is
for
that any
1 second.
better?
It's weird. I can still hear myself. That's okay. Just mute yourself every single time that somebody else is talking, I guess. It'll
Yeah.
work out. Okay. Um, yeah, so anyways, can you just give us a brief introduction on yourself before we sort of get started into the project, sort of how you got started into crypto, what your background is, and how you found yourself in the space?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my background is in electronic engineering. I started a tech business roughly 11 years ago and was doing computer repairs. Ran that business for a while, and I used to see people come into the shop and ask for, Bitcoin mining rigs and stuff like that. And I didn't get it at first. I was, thought it was just like a digital currency, kind of like, Second Life and things like that. And I got into stocks, and then I realized that you could actually buy crypto and not just mine it. So then I started getting into Coinbase, and actually my first exchange was Poloniex. And then I read a book one night called The Internet of Money, and it changed my whole understanding of crypto and what it actually meant, and learned about the four foundations, from consensus mechanisms to peer-to-peer protocols to blockchain and cryptography, and how that recipe created all this. And it blew my mind, and I couldn't stop reading about it, and I've been enthralled in this industry since.
Awesome. Did Winchester want to say anything?
Yeah, absolutely. My background, I've been in IT for a little over 25 years. I've started and run and sold two successful professional service and managed services businesses, specifically related to infrastructure and security. So my background is in security, networking, and essentially everything from layer 2 to layer 7 of the OSI model. And I got into crypto a little over a year ago. Just a little more information about the team. Ty and I have been real world friends for over 10 years. And Hurricane Nate Dion is another member. He and Ty have known each other for over 30 years, since they were in grade school. And we've all been working together in the crypto space for over a year now. We've worked on projects together, and we've also worked on, other projects independently. And we're bringing all of that knowledge and learning that we've had over the last year plus to bear on this game and this project.
Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so from what I picked up, sorry, I just have to plug in my mouse before it dies, and then everything is going to go crazy. So there we go. Got it plugged in. So what I'm gathering from your team is you guys actually know each other in real life. You've sort of worked together in past projects before in the crypto space, which is great. I love the fact when teams come on and, they have some experience running a project, right? It's really important to sort of have your foot in the door, understand how projects, what it takes to run a project, especially when you go on to sort of run a project of this magnitude. I love it when we have projects that come on. There is a lot of games that are in the crypto communities, but a lot of the times the games, they're not well thought out. They're sort of just side scrollers or something like that, something simple. This one, it definitely has a totally different concept than we're used to seeing. So I'm really excited to talk about it. Before we get into it, I want to know a little bit more about the team. So you did mention 3 members there. Is that your whole core team? You, Hank, and Ty?
We have one more member, Devin. He does 3D design for us.
Okay. So you roughly have 4 core team members. And did you say that you all know each other in real life?
That's correct.
Awesome.
Actually, Devin, I grew up with, I've known as long as Dion as well, 30 plus years.
Beautiful. Okay,
And
so
just
when it comes to this,
add to that
oh,
note,
yeah,
just
go
to
ahead.
add to that note, on our website, we are fully doxed, all 4 of us, with all our LinkedIn profiles and information.
Beautiful. Fully docked. So let's add that into my notepad. Sweet. Okay, so when it comes to the actual project itself, so how long have you guys actually been working on this project?
So this is an idea that I've had for over a year. I've made scavenger hunts before in crypto, to where I hid seed phrases in a virtual world, and people had to solve the clues to pull the money out, but not as in depth as this one. With this one, I've scaled up a full like first person shooter, inventory system, and puzzles that are a little bit more complex than before. Whereas I used to have just images, and you would have like a red number 1 and a red word like tree or something, and you knew that the colors corresponded, so you could match up where the seed went in order. But with this, it's a little more. You're gonna have to think outside the box a little bit more to kind of get the big seed. But what I've done now is also added smaller prizes. So I coded a virtual smartphone in the game where you click a button and you can open up a crypto wallet, or you can also open up a QR scanner, and you can go around and find Easter eggs and scan the QR code, and then immediately take the prize that's on the blockchain, right from the game, and send it to your wallet. And so I've been working on building this part out for a little over 4 months, since the beginning of January.
Awesome, man. Okay, so roughly a year that you've had sort of this idea that's been developing in your mind. Like you said before, you have sort of implemented scavenger hunts in previous games before. So were those mostly metaverses, or were these past projects that you've done this before, or you just were sort of working on them on your own time and just playing around with the idea?
Yeah, so the first time I thought of it, I was working on a project. I was the game dev for Risk Moon, and we had a first person shooter. And then while that was building out, I had this idea. It just hit me, and like I started to make a mini game while we were getting all the other parts scaffolded out. The game took me like maybe 24 hours to put out. It was just simple hiding, like I said, hiding images, and you when you found it, you could process the clues and then take the money. But that game, I lost my tangent.
That's okay. That's okay. So you're just talking about working on, Risk Moon, and you sort of developed that mini game, and that's sort of how you sort of started cycling into this larger idea, pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, what I started doing, what I thought was to develop a backstory for the game. So with the seed collector and the zombies, the main character, he comes back from a vacation. He's a pilot, and he was in the mountains for 2 months, secluded. He had no cell phone service. He flies out of the mountains, and he gets a phone call from his sister, and she tells him about this virus that has spread, and that all of the financial institutions have crumbled, and the only thing that works anymore is cryptocurrency. So she's freaking out, and he consoles her, and he's like, I have some money set aside, and then he goes, when he gets home, he goes to his neighborhood to find his seed phrase, and somebody has broken into his house and spread his seed phrase all over the neighborhood, and they are testing him. They are an agency known as the Seed Phrase Recovery Unit. So in this new world, forgot password doesn't work, right? And people are very irresponsible, and they lose their passwords a lot. So what you'll see is in episode 2 and thereafter, he gets hired on with this agency, and they take on clients that have lost their seed phrase. So this is something that we can keep expanding on as we go, and we just keep creating new stories along with it.
Oh, that's so cool, man. Okay, so yeah, lots to talk about here. So before we sort of dive in a little bit deeper into the project, I just want to know about some things that you guys got coming up. So I think that right now you guys are doing a private sale, are you not, or a seed sale?
Yeah, so the private sale is pretty much full. I need to go look at the numbers. It's like there might be one or two spots left. But the pre-sale does start shortly after the AMA.
Okay, so when it comes to the private sale, how much did you guys raise in that?
Private sale is 60 BNB. It is a vested sale. The private sale, they do get 20% more than pre-sale, but the vesting period is so you get 25% before launch, and then 10 days, every 10 days, you will get 25% thereafter.
Every 10
so
days?
Every 10 days, you'll get 25, then in the next 10 days, 25%, then the next 10 days, 25%.
Perfect. Okay, so a little bit more on that is who were the investors that you decided to go with on the preset or on the private sale?
A lot of them are people that I've worked with through other projects. Squidonomics had some, just people that I've met through dealing in crypto, and a lot of personal friends as well.
Okay. And what was max contribution on the private sale?
Max contribution was 2 BNB. We did 0.5 BNB, 1 BNB, and 2 BNB.
Okay. 0.5. Perfect. All right. So you have your pre-sale that's coming up in a day or a couple days, or?
The pre-sale will actually go live roughly after this AMA, and it will last for a day. Yes.
Okay. What platform are you doing the pre-sale on?
We're doing pink sale.
Pink sale. And how much are you raising for that?
250 BNB soft cap, and then 500 hard.
Okay. And 500. Beautiful. Okay, so since you guys are on Pink Sale, I just have a few more questions before we dig into the project. I'm super excited to talk about it, by the way, man. I love gaming projects, especially first-person shooters and zombies, right? So, okay, so Pink Sale, 250 to 500 for the soft cap and the hard cap. With Pink Sale, generally, you know, you got the KYC and the audit little feature at the top. So, are you guys KYC'd with Pink Sale or any other platforms?
I've KYC'd with other people in the past, even Desert Finance or Desert Swap. We've got I've been doxed through them, and we have an audit with them as well.
Okay, so Desert and
I got an audit
Desert.
before I even did anything.
Love it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the contract. So when it comes to the contract, is that totally custom, or is it sort of forked or used any other code?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Todd, if you want.
Most of it is inherited like Open Zeppelin. The only custom features you're really going to find in there are things for like 0% transfer tax, which is kind of a new fad. And then, you know, we have 3 different wallets that will be the marketing, the dev, and the prize wallet.
Okay. Perfect.
And we did just one other function on our contract that to bring to note that we haven't seen before in other projects. Typically, when you have these gaming projects or even reward projects, what happens is how many of our wallets they have. You'll see contract sales against the contract, and if they have 3 wallets, then you'll see 3 contract sales in a row, and that tends to have a downward spiral on the chart. We took that in consideration, and we had a custom coded function in our contract where all of the tokens that are collected for tax are collected in a single wallet. They are sold as a single transaction, and then the BNB is distributed to the wallets in the appropriate proportions. So when we have a contract sale to fill our wallets, the prize, the marketing, and the dev, there will only be 1 contract sale for each iteration instead of 3. So and that also, we're looking to use EverSwap, which will remove, if EverSwap, people buy and sell on EverSwap, that will then remove the taxes before the buys and the sells, and after this, before the buys and after the sells. So we've taken into account to make sure our chart has the best chance of staying healthy with our functions.
I really love the fact that you guys have touched on that, because the fact that a lot of reward tokens that come in, like you said, they'll just have those red cells on the buy and the sell chart, not even on the chart itself, but on the actual buys and the sells. And it doesn't even matter. I've said it before. It doesn't even matter what the amount is that it's selling. It could be 25 cents. It could be $25, $2,500. It doesn't really matter. The fact is that a lot of investors come in, they see that red that's on that buy and sell page, and they're just like, what the hell is going on? So the fact that you guys have narrowed it down to the one transaction is beautiful. I absolutely love it. So that's great. Let's talk a little bit about the token itself. So like you said, you have the pre-sale that's coming up today. That's going to run for 1 day. Was that right? 1 day?
Yes,
That's right.
correct.
Okay. Are you guys going to be launching tomorrow or the next day, or when are you guys actually launching?
So we will launch as soon as the pre-sale fills. We will launch, and the game will be roughly 2 hours after that. So it'll take me a little bit of time to fill all of the. Or let's see, you can see my screen here. If I scroll down, what I've done for everybody on the site is I've actually coded the prize addresses that are going to exist in the game. So let's see, if we refresh, you'll see. So it's loading from the blockchain. Right now, the prizes are empty, but these will be filled. So while you're playing the game, you will always know how many prizes are inside of the game and how many are left there. You could always refer back to this site.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so every time that one of the prizes is collected, will it be removed from that page, or it'll just say the balance there?
Yep. Yeah, the balance will stay zero. So you'll know that prize has been claimed.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. All right, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, you're sort of finding different Easter eggs in the game. So when you guys actually launch the token, so you said that after the pre-sale, pretty much right after the pre-sale, you're going to launch, and then your game is going to follow about 2 hours roughly after. So let's talk a little bit about the
Correct.
tokenomics, the buy and the sell tax, how that's going to work.
Yeah. So the way that the tokenomics work, we have a prize wallet of 5%, liquidity of 1, marketing of 3, and development of 3. So the marketing itself, the way it's going to work is we have episodes and seasons, right? So we're launching with episode 1 ready to go. Episode 2, I would say roughly 30% done. There's some new mechanics that I've thought of to where I'm going to add some game theory with it. So it's going to be a little bit different gameplay. It's going to be cool. So each episode, we will take 50% of the marketing, and we will take 50% of the prize wallet. And then what we'll do is we will load the prize wallet, load the episode up with the prizes, and then we will take that marketing money and push that episode. But we're never going to use more than 50% per episode. That way there's always some sustainability. Projects, a lot of times they'll spend a lot of marketing. We're human. We see shiny objects and we go crazy. But this will have a very strict budget. I want these episodes to keep going. Like I said, I've had this idea for a year, and I want to make some cool stuff. So we'll be
man.
very diligent with our budget.
Okay. So when it comes to the episodes, so are you sort of portraying it after like a film or like a short film or something like that instead of a game? Like you're trying to make it sort of like a movie?
Yeah, that's so there. All right. I want to share an idea I have with NFTs, but nobody's done it yet, so I have to keep it quiet. But I do want this to be kind of like a movie. I really thought of it as a comic book when it first hit my mind. But there's definitely going to be stories, and I even want to use the community to see, run contests to see who can come up with storylines, and some of the best or craziest storylines that people can come up with. They'll end up winning money and to have their story featured.
Beautiful. Okay, so I mean, you have your screen sharing. Was there something that you wanted to? I have like a lot of questions that I can ask. I'm just not sure if you had a presentation that you wanted to share. I'm just going to pretty much give you the floor if you wanted to take over, unless you want to just keep rolling like this. It doesn't really matter.
I'd love to show the game if you want.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So what you see here, the image behind this zombie, this is level 1. When I log in right now, we're going to go to a demo scene. The reason I can't really like just walk around this episode is because there's clues hitting there, and I would just be giving out the clues on stream. So if we log in, we will open MetaMask, sign, and then basically it creates a redirect, and then you copy. And then what this will do is load us into the screen, into the demo scene. And we have a few objects here just to kind of show you like some of the gameplay. Now, if this is laggy on stream, you can go to our Telegram, type in /tutorial, and you'll see a more smooth version of this. So we'll pick up a flashlight, some batteries. And what you'll notice if I hit tab and go into the inventory, you start with a cell phone. This cell phone comes complete with a QR scanner and a crypto wallet. And then you see these numbers 1s and 2. So if I click shortcut, we can bind different items to different spots in the inventory. So we'll leave it on 2. And then if I pull out the flashlight, well, first I'll note that you see we have a environment here. The sun is going down right now. So you will go through storms. You will go through cloudy days, very foggy days. You have an environment. So you have to think about when you're walking around and when it gets really dark, how you're using your batteries. So in the bottom left, the batteries they are consumable. So as it gets darker, you will need to use it to see clues. Now, this is one of the clues here, or just this is an example of a clue. So if we take this and we open it up, you'll see word number 1, the first word is tree. So if you had 12 words, you would know right here that the first word is tree. So with this, these clues are not going to be this easy. This is just kind of a demo to show you. You will have to think outside the box. Sometimes clues are going to be clues about other clues. But this is just one example of a reference. And then, of course, you're going to be chased by zombies, so you will need things that will increase your health.
Oh, this is so cool, man. It's like a scavenger hunt, but you're also fighting for your life.
Yeah.
With real money prizes.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. What engine did you guys use to build this? Sorry, I'm just curious.
No, you're fine. It's built on Unity.
Okay. Unity.
So if we notice we have 100 health and we use this, you can have a max of 200 for your health. So another thing I'll show you, if we go over here to the backpack, take that. We now have increased 5 slots here. So we went from 10 to 15. And then if you run out of space and you find a duffel bag in the game, then you can store something in the duffel bag and then free up more spaces in your inventory. So some things you might need to keep in your inventory. Some things you might not want clogging it up. You'll have to figure out what you need and what you don't.
Okay.
So there are different types of clues. You have clues that are images. You have clues that are audio, video, and then so these, if you notice, if I hit escape, this is a different menu than the inventory. So you have audio diaries and text diaries. Anytime you see an audio or a text or book, I'm not sharing my system audio, I don't think. Can you guys hear that?
No. I think that's what was interfering with the mic last time, so.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, well, So what you'll notice is if I click audio diaries here, I can go back and then always replay that. So, moving on, we'll go to. So this is an example of a video clue.
One sec. Sorry. So that audio clue that you just played, that's actually an audio clue. So you'll listen to it and then you sort of interpret it and then you go to the next clue and find out. So so you just have multiple different clues that use your different senses.
Yep. There'll be like different puzzles and stuff, and then like combination locks in the game and things like that you have to solve as well. But there'll be different types of clues. Some visual, some audio. You just have to piece them together.
Makes sense.
So I'm a big fan of Andreas Antonopoulos and what he's done for the crypto space. And I think if somebody comes into the space and they really want to learn, he's one to learn from. I learned a lot from him, so I'm kind of honoring him in this game. And I will do a lot of stuff like this throughout episodes to where certain clues are going to teach you about crypto, the fundamentals. You know, people need to learn about consensus mechanisms and peer-to-peer technologies and things like this, and not just be in this space to make money, which we should be doing. You know, it's good we make money, but we need to respect the space that we're in and learn about it. And, you know, one way I can do this is through games. People are incentivized to make the money. Well, if you want to win money from me, you're going to have to learn something. I'm sorry. So you turn on the VCR and we turn on the TV, insert a VHS tape, and we press play. So,
Okay.
so there will be, you will have to actually go through these videos, and certain clues will be inside them, and you have to figure out like what it means. But you will learn something along the way. So the next thing, these are like Easter eggs. So I will break out the cell phone, and if I click G, that'll open up a crypto wallet. So if you think you've figured out the main seed, you put your 12 words here, and then it will connect to the blockchain with your private key, and you can extract the crypto. That way you don't have to leave the game if you don't want to. So you can also open the scanner, and then you notice it says you need to hold at least $100 worth of words tokens to claim this prize. So I actually use an API, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just a token amount that you hold, because, you know, tokens are volatile. So you can always come into this game and start with $100. Now you don't have to sell your tokens to play. You just have to hold. I'm a firm believer that with Tobin taxes that we have applied to crypto, if you want to, you know, earn from the community, like, you should at least be supporting the community. So you just have to hold the token. You can sell it whenever you want, but if you want to claim a prize, it'll do a check, and then it will make sure that it's in your wallet.
Okay.
If so, it'll pop up, and then we actually have a prize right here. So if there's anybody in the community, if you want to run a contest real quick, I'll give this prize to somebody.
Oh shit. Okay.
Straight from the game.
Yeah, damn. Okay. You just put me on the spot here, man. Oh my god. Okay. So let's do a little bit of trivia for this one. Okay, guys. So I have a question here. I'm going to type it in the chat. If you guys want to be involved in this little giveaway that Hank's going to do right now, it's going to be first come, first serve. So whoever answers it first is going to receive the prize. So let me see here. Let's do. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm going to make sure you read the whole question. There's 2 questions in this one. So let me just double check that it makes sense. There's no confusion. Okay, here we go. I'm going to post it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How much will the private sailors receive on launch for their vested tokens? And when is the next time they will receive tokens? Okay. So I'm going to give it to Jedi. Congratulations, man. I do understand exactly what you're talking about. 25% on launch, and 10 days after that, they'll receive their next airdrop. So Jedi, congrats, man. If you want to send either me or Hank your wallet, would you like them to send the wallet to you, Hank?
Yeah, that's cool. Send it over.
Okay. So just send, Jedi, just send it over to Hank there, and I'm sure he'll send you the prize over. Oh, are you able to just send it right in the game like that?
Yep. So that's what I've been working on the past 4 months, is designing this system out, which is why it took me longer to do this scavenger, and I didn't want to just make this just a typical scavenger hunt like I've done before. I wanted to make a whole project out of it, because this. Okay, I got the wallet here. So one thing I'll note too is if you notice here, this in this send to box, whenever I logged in with the game, it passed my public address over here. So you don't even have to fill this out. Like the game will handle it for you. But if you wanted to send a prize to a friend, or we have 0% transfer tax, then all you would have to do is paste it in there. And then as we can see, that's his address. So what I'll do is send max token. And you see the blockchain came up right there, and there's his prize.
Incredible. That's awesome, man. That's so cool.
Now,
right.
one thing I do want to kind of note here for anybody that plays the game. So I have on the side here, it says balance equals null, and then balance equals 0. So if you walk up to a prize to claim it, and you see that there is no balance, it means that it queried the blockchain and it did not bring the balance back. All you have to do is click X and then step back away from the prize and then walk into it again, and then it will give you the balance. And if you see that it's 0, the prize has been claimed, obviously, and run to find the next one.
Okay. So that sort of leads me on to my next question. So if one of the episodes is completely cleared by, the community, they've been in the game, they've been searching around, they've been solving the clues. Once that episode has cleared of all of the sort of BNB giveaways, is there any other way to play to earn on that episode, or is it done and it's on to the next?
I could always refill the prizes if necessary to keep everybody active. Just a little hint, the last scavenger hunt that I made, which was not as in-depth as this one, took people 3.5 weeks to figure out. I can usually crank out an episode now that I have all of the code done, and it's just placing objects around a scene. I can crank them out very quick. So we'll be able to roll into episodes one after another. And if there's ever a down period, you take some money and you just throw it back into another episode. There's no problem with that. We'll keep people active for sure.
But, definitely. Okay.
To your point, to further the play to earn, we're talking about. I hate using the word metaverse because it's a very open-ended term, but we do plan to have like an open world built, and I want to make a mechanism to where people can actually even hide their own stuff. That's a little bit more complex, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about.
Okay. This game sort of reminds me of Left 4 Dead, man, just by the graphics and sort of how the way it works and stuff like that. I don't know if you've played Left 4 Dead, but
oh yeah, it's been a while, but yeah. So the last thing I'll show, so we'll break out. I never went and picked up the shotgun and pistol. Let's go do that.
Okay.
Don't forget to turn the flashlight on too.
Oh yeah, I turned the flashlight on.
Drain that battery.
Yeah. All right, so we'll grab this, and then the last way to win money is by killing zombies, which everybody likes to do, right? So some zombies have clues, and as soon as you kill them and their health dies, the clue will pop up, and then you just claim it the same way that I did with the other one.
Awesome.
Another note to just kind of piggyback on the way the prizes work. One of our goals is we'll be using some of Everrise's products, EverBridge and EverSwap. EverBridge to eventually bridge to all of the EVM compatible blockchains, so that eventually down the road, what our goal is that we will have, let's say we'll be on the Crow chain, and we'll be on Crow, AVAX, ETH, and Binance. And let's say we had a $20,000 main prize wallet, then 25% of that, so 5,000 would be in ETH, 5,000 would be in Crow, 5,000 would be in each of those four blockchain currencies. So you could, and what that means is that you could own $100 worth of words on the Crow network and play the game, or you could own $100 on ETH or AVAX or BSC and compete against the other players, because all this information is stored on the blockchain, and it's a first come, first serve. So while it's a single player style game where you're not multiplaying online with other people, you are competing against other people to get to the prizes first.
Awesome. So yeah, okay. So that is sort of what I was going to ask next. Is it a multiplayer game? So no, like you just said, right? It's a single player game. You're sort of cruising around finding the prizes, and then once those are gone, they're gone off of the. It's sort of, I guess it's
There's
server
a
based, but it's not multiplayer, right? So it's kind of like it just knows when
Yeah,
it's
that's
gone.
it kind of needs its own description because it's like it's a campaign in a sense where you're the single player, but at the same time there is a time constraint, and there are multiple people playing the same game you are due to the fact that we're all connected to the blockchain with these prizes. So it's a little weird to kind of describe it single or multiplayer. It's something different, really.
It makes sense. Yeah, I totally understand where you're going with that. So when you guys do sort of develop into future, I know you said I'm the exact same, man. We don't know what the hell the metaverse really is, right? So
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
we sort of go into there, is that feature going to be multiplayer?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. The metaverse, anything we do with like an open world will definitely be multiplayer. And I know this game doesn't look like GTA, but I've always had an idea of doing something like this with GTA style to where there would be, how we already have a crypto wallet coded into this game. Imagine a GTA style where you kill somebody and then you take their crypto off of them. Now, obviously, you would think somebody can just send the crypto out immediately, right? So what you would do is you would have a lock inside of the game to where if you die, whatever's on your person or whenever you kill someone, it would take like 15 minutes before they could send that crypto out. But if they survived for that 15 minutes, then they could like dump it into their main wallet like that. There's a feature like that I want to add in to where when we go to an open world to where it's not just zombies you're killing that you have to be careful of. It would be other players in the world.
Oh, okay. So you want to sort of have like an open world multiplayer PvP style as well. So
Hmm.
yeah, that would be pretty
Correct.
cool, man. Okay. So, did you have any more left of the demo, or do you want me to ask some questions,
Um,
or?
no more left of the demo unless somebody needs to see something. There's only a few elements on here, like I said.
Yeah.
This is just to kind of show the mechanics of the game, but
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, so let's talk a little bit more about the token itself. So, is the token eventually down the line, maybe further in development, is it going to be integrated in the game in any way? Like, how does the token
yeah.
really
So
work in the project?
so like I was saying about game theory, episode 2, we are you'll see here. So season 1, episode 1 is called Vacation's Over. That's where Jax comes back from the mountains, and his lovely 2-month stint is done, and his neighborhood is crawling with zombies, and life hits him hard. Everything has collapsed. And then in episode 2, he gets hired on by the seed phrase recovery unit, and he starts taking on jobs to help clients find their seed phrase. So in this one, I actually have a working car, gas station, garage, and so players will start out with a full tank of gas in their car, and they will start out with an undamaged car. So you could choose to maybe run over some zombies, so you're not wasting ammo, but it might damage your car. Now, you can take your car to a garage and spend some words tokens. Now, the way that this will work with game theory is, like it says, one player's action can hurt or help another player in the game. So whenever you spend your words tokens, those tokens are going to go to a prize wallet. And remember, there's no taxes. So that's going to immediately be put aside for another prize to be taken. So you can also fill up your gas tank and maybe cruise around the scene a little bit faster than everyone else. Or you can choose to walk, you're right. But you can spend the tokens in game to kind of do other stuff, and it'll just give right back to the prize pool to make it more of a race to the prizes,
Okay.
which in turn is what game theory is really about.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so is there going to be any entrance fee in order to be able to play the game? Will you have to be a holder of the token to play or anything?
Yeah. So back before Play to Earn started, the very first game that I ever published, it was what I call hold to play, right? And um, that you will need at least for this season, you will need to hold at least 100 USD worth of the token, and you can sell it at any time. But to claim the prize, you will have to hold that.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, to claim the prize. But you can actually
Mhm.
roam around without having to hold the token. So it is free to play, but you won't be able to claim those prizes.
I've actually because there are words that are stuck inside of because you could just run around and then get the 12 words if you figured it out. You would be able to steal the prize without giving back to the community. So you do have to hold it to open the game as well. But what
Oh,
I
okay,
did is
that makes
I
sense.
set it up to where if you're trying to be slick, open the game and then sell your tokens, you're not just going to take from everybody else that's been a part of the community. So there's a second check on every prize.
That's good. I do like that, and I can appreciate that, man. You don't want, randoms that. It also stops, people shouldn't be investing if you're under the age of 18. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of kids in the internet that are really smart. They know how to get into this space, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just that sort of extra step that you guys are taking to sort of solve that too. So
And
that's great.
there's very few projects out there that are play to earn that have longevity or long-term sustainability, because they're allowing people to play their games that don't hold any tokens, they're not invested in the token, and when they win money, they just sell against the chart. So it just hurts the investors. So the hold to play model incentivizes the investors, the players, to become investors, so that they also are, um, have a vested interest in the project doing well, at
Yeah,
least while
I
they play the
couldn't I
game.
couldn't agree more. Yeah, totally, man. For sure. Okay, so awesome. No, I really like that. So how big is roughly each level? Because like you said, the next level, the gas station one, that
Yes.
you can drive a car around. So how big are we talking?
People have told me I make very big maps before. I do have a problem with that. But at the same time, I like a challenge. I like puzzles, and the maps are kind of big. The very first level, you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably 25 buildings that you can go in and out of. Some of the buildings are 2 to 5 stories apiece. One has an elevator in it. It's yeah, it's
I
not
get
going to
it,
be a
man.
very easy task.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair, and I actually like that more. There is a lot of really, really smart people in the space. They could probably
Hmm.
figure it out in let's say an hour. So you make the map a little bit bigger, you make them have to travel around for longer, you make them fight more zombies. That's what it is. That's what it's about, right? Like at the end of the day, you are trying to create a game here. It's not really. It shouldn't be about the prizes, although it is about the prizes, and it's the
Hmm.
fun because it's the scavenger hunt. But at the end of the day, you are trying to create that game, that experience. It's a zombie survival shooter. So that's what you're sort of trying to target there. And I can appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And like I said one more time, I do like the fact that, even if the map is a little bit big, it is what it is. And I can appreciate that. So that's great. Um, okay, so after launch, what is the first thing that you guys are going to be sort of focusing on? So 2 hours after the launch, you're going to be releasing the game. What are you guys going to be doing on the release of the game? Are you going to be sort of having the voice chat open, or what's going on in the community?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be live on voice. I want to see people's initial reactions of the game, and you have to be there for feedback to help people. One order of business that we do want to take care of, or I mean, of course, CMC and CoinGecko, those things are obviously something that you're going to focus on and fill out all the forms but flus, the ability to have USD or sorry fiat payments to be able to sell your token with or buy your token with is something that we want to integrate on our site. So that's something we'll try to get done early on.
Okay, so you're going to be sort of targeting. Did you say fiat? Yeah, you're going to be
Yeah,
introducing fiat.
yeah.
Okay.
People ask
Yeah,
it all the time, like, how do I buy this token? Like, and when you see a game like this, I have friends that I have a friend that is very successful in credit cards. He has a business that does credit card processing, and he asked me when I showed him this, he's like, so how do I buy it? And he doesn't have a grasp on it. So the being able to kind of get people, and if you notice, like on my screen right now in the bottom right corner, you can actually chat with us live on the website. So if you're not in Telegram, and you're not everybody's in this space, but people see it, they want to learn about crypto, and like we said, we want to go cross chain, but we want to teach people at the same time. So having people that can come in and easily get their hands on the token so that they can play the game, just adds to our user base.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned that chat box, because when I first went on your site today, I finished my second AMA of the day. I went out, grabbed some food, came back, was on your site, and I saw that chat box, and I was like, you know what? I should message just to say, hey, see what's going on, see
Oh,
how
that was you.
responsive it is. Yeah. So, it's pretty awesome, man.
I was like,
I really like.
I need to get this AMA, but it was ringing. I was like, somebody's on the side.
Oh, no. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No. But I do like the fact that you've added that, because then it's sort of that extra step for people to be able to contact you, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to that messenger, where does that message go? Because it does have a Telegram sort of arrow on it. Does that message to a Telegram?
No, it's this service called Talk To, and this is kind of my admin panel here. So this will ring, and then you can handle like tickets and stuff inside of it.
Okay, that's cool.
But it's a really cool service. Like anybody that's setting up sites, I recommend them. I used them for my tech business for years.
Oh, did you cut out, or did you finish talking there?
Oh, yeah, I finished. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It ended
I
abruptly. I was like, oh, that was. I do too all the time, man. I just stopped talking. The person's like, what? Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
still here.
no worries. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about marketing. We haven't really touched on marketing too much. I do love what you guys are going for. I love the game. I think that it's a clean looking game, man, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about marketing. Unconventional marketing mostly is what I like to talk about. So pre-launch, obviously you're doing this AMA. Are you guys on an AMA tour right now?
We are. We're trying to do. The easiest way to explain something is to show. So yes, we will have some more calls coming up as well. And then like you said, unconventional marketing and things like that. Like of course we're gonna hit YouTube, and we even have a Twitch account. Now we're gonna have to be creative with Twitch, because we can't just live stream our game because we give away the clues. But I can always set up like demos of mechanics and things like that. But also with blogging and writing articles, mediums and like trying to get on like Yahoo Finance and stuff like that. We do want to go more for the concrete forms of advertising, more than just Telegram. But we start with Telegram because that's where all the users are now. For crypto.
It makes sense. Did you guys mention a Discord at all earlier on, as for just platforms to connect?
We will definitely have a Discord. Discord is very essential to gaming. The thing about Discord is you need to have mods to run it, and we don't want to put too much on our plate right now while we're starting. But once we're launched and things smooth out a little bit, we will launch a Discord. That way, we're not in two places trying to be in two places at one time.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense, man. One thing at a time. You definitely don't want to spread yourself too thin. People will go over there. They'll be asking questions. There won't be anyone to mod the chat, and it's too much. So start strong, slowly expand. I completely understand. Okay, so have we sort of touched every different aspect of the project that you wanted to talk about so far in development for the AMA, or has there anything that we haven't really spoken about yet?
I think we've hit every point, as Robert Winchester was saying, is, with the bridging, that's something that, you hear people talk about, like BSC is not a good blockchain, blah blah blah, and it's really it's complete nonsense. It's
It
about
is.
what you build. And we have a product. That's why we wanted to come first. But we want to show that we can launch on BSC and be successful. But at the same time, some people just aren't going to come to your chain to play your game. And what we want is people playing the game in the end. So when we bridge, this is actually going to be a different type of game across chains that anyone has ever seen, being that at some point we will actually have 5 different marketing bags, 5 different prize bags, and then what will happen is if you only play on ETH or Matic or Polygon or Avalanche or whatever, that's fine. You can hold the token there, and then when you log into the game, you can still win prizes in BNB, in Crow, in AVAX or whatever, because you're going to use the same address, and it's just going to send it to your address on that chain. So all you have to do is switch over and then do whatever you want with your ETH, Crow, AVAX or whatever.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty satisfied. If you're open for it, would you like to go into some community questions?
Yeah, I love questions. That's that the only way we can go further is to talk. So let's go.
Absolutely. Okay. So, Will, I'm going to allow you to speak there, man. I know that you have a lot on your mind, so go ahead. William. He is here. He was just begging me to come on the VC, so I know he's here.
I have been waiting for a zombie game.
Of course, he goes AFK, right?
No,
Oh, there he
Wild
is.
Willie. What's up, Wild Willie?
Your mic, for whatever, any other space I go in, my microphone works fine. I come in here, for whatever reason, it takes a second or two. It's all good. But I've been waiting for a zombie game. I've been trying to get different projects to do a zombie game for a long time.
Oh man,
I am super excited. I will definitely be investing on the game front, and I know it requires some updates because it looks like right now it just shows your arm. I was wondering,
yes.
number one, if you could think of making it so you could actually see the player, because then you could do like NFT skins, stuff like that, to incorporate NFTs into your game. Have you thought about possibly making it so that you could like see the actual player, so that you could do like skins and different things like that, so that people could, it would be like a way to get people to want to buy NFTs that you might be able to incorporate.
No, you're 100% right. It is, and it's something that we've talked about. There is so the short of it, I could use, there's something called the Ultimate Character controller, that it's massive in Unity, and Unreal kind of has this functionality already built in. But I've thought about, I do own the controller, and I thought about repurposing it for the game. I would just have to basically build out the same inventory system, or use the same inventory system that I have, but I have to tie it into the player. But third person is definitely something that I want, and it's going to be necessary as we do multiplayer, because whenever you connect to a session, you're going to see the player's body. So it's definitely something that we have to think about, and something that we're wanting to do.
Awesome. Same with weapons. I'd make those like NFTs and things like
Yep.
healthcare.
Yeah. We've even discussed our Devin, our graphic designer. He's been working on building a drone for one of our games. So imagine if you could, you can buy certain guns and ammunition in advance, so you're prepared going in. But let's say you get in and you're in a hard spot and you're at 25% health. Well, guess what? You've got your phone, so you can make a call and have an airdrop from a drone drop off like a health package kit, or food, or ammunition, or whatever you need. So it's definitely things that we've been looking into for sure.
That's awesome, man. All right, so then I have some other ideas as well. For the game, have you thought about doing like special things, so like for partnerships possibly, or even for investors, maybe like as a super reward for being a diamond hand holder, holding so many tokens, whatever, you could make it so.
Yeah.
And I don't know where your game development is, but they could be like zombies in the game.
So I actually, I've had another project before where I've actually made custom characters for people, and I put their head in the game. And you know, I don't mind doing that. When it comes to 3D, it will be a little bit more work than just a 2D game where I did it before. But yeah, I do like working with the community and rewarding people that are willing to see this out with us, because you know it's not easy always launching a project in this space when people just want to chase the dollars and get in and out. So yeah, rewarding people is definitely something that I do. There was a point you something that I just lost you right when you started talking. It'll come back to me in a minute. Sorry.
Happens to me all the time, man. Don't even worry about it.
And then my last one is for a way to maybe get like other projects as partnerships or to put some money.
That's it.
Investment. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that was it. All right. So, are you guys familiar with Looniverse, Looney Token? That's
I've
on
heard of
VSD?
it, but I haven't really seen it much.
So they're building a metaverse, the Looniverse. This project has caught my eye. I love the team. They do everything they say they're going to do. And so I've bought some land there. And there is going to be an eco white paper that drops soon. And you're allowed to advertise in their space. So yeah, there's definitely, you know, partnerships make everything work in crypto. You can't exist in a silo, right? You have to spread out. You have to team up with others. That's how you grow. You meet new people to bring on, and it's part of that unconventional marketing as well. You know, like having our game inside of another game is pretty cool. But yeah, branching out and with partnerships for sure is on the right.
I mean,
And
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and on that note, you know, that it also extends to partnerships such as, you know, if there are projects that would like to have would like a custom scavenger, you know, survival scavenger hunt built for them and their community, you know, with a certain type of theme and those types of things, then, you know, that's certainly something that we hope and will entertain in the future, as well as, you know, we talk about that Jax will get hired by the seed recovery or the seed phrase recovery unit. We call it the Sprue Agency. And ultimately our goal would be to have a city where the Sprue Agency is headquartered, and people would, you know, you could buy your own apartment or house, or, you know, and that's the launching point for all of the different episodes and all the different challenges that we have in the open world.
Yep, you guys read my mind. I was going to say, like, be able to build out like the different episodes for tokens, and they could, and even inside it, you could have like billboards and different things like that.
Absolutely.
Type of deal. That's all. Just like different ways for you guys to bring money in that, you know, projects might be like, damn, this is a popular game. How do we get our stuff into this space? That's all. You guys are thinking about a bunch of stuff. Thanks, man. Thanks, Venom.
Hey, thanks for the questions, man.
Yeah, William Slays. Thank you for the questions, man. Okay, let's continue on here. Alibi, she said that she had a question, so I'll allow her to speak. Go ahead, Alibi. Usually takes her a second to get her mic going.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Sorry, my mic is always pushing me. I mean, Telegram is always pushing me. Okay, so can I ask more than one question?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so my first question is about your gaming. You know, there are some other ways. Possibly, I've been trying to, you know, play and I'm not winning. But then I might actually maybe have another opportunity, which is you guys creating something like an invite link to invite people, maybe like.
And she's gone. Crap. Alibi. She'll be back, I'm sure.
Hello, guys.
Mike's. Oh, hey, there you go. You're back.
Yes, I'm very sorry. Okay. So like inviting people through the link, maybe like you guys creating a link where I can invite people to join the game, to play the game, and then through that I get to earn too, and I get to invite more people, even people who are outside the crypto space.
Are you asking like a referral link?
Yeah, like a referral link.
So there's a cool service I use for my games, and there is an option in that back end to set up referrals. Yeah, I don't mind doing something like that.
Okay, sorry, please. If I get it correctly, you're trying to say that you guys have referral link.
I just need to sit with. I need to enable it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not against doing referral links.
Okay.
In the first episode, there wouldn't be any type of referral links, but possibly, either in episode 2 or 3, whenever.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I thought she was asking down the. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So my second question. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay. So my second question is we have different people.
Nope.
Ooh, she got totally dropped from the call, I think. Okay. Probably just go on. She'll come back. Let's go to somebody that we haven't ever had in the chat. So let's go for paradigm shift. Paradigm shift?
Paradigm shift?
Yeah. Yeah, it came to my head. It just took me a little bit. I think they got dropped from the... Oh. No, he's here. Or they're here. Paradigm.
Hello.
Hey, Alibi.
Hey.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. I'm very sorry for the way I'm the Telegram is pushing me. Okay, so I think you are listening to my second question. I was talking about people on this crypto says you have people from different languages and all, and then we have some countries whereby English is not their general language, is not part of them, like they based basically on their own language, and it's very, very difficult for them to. That's why we have some telegrams, like some projects whereby they just be like, okay, we have some other telegrams within these our projects where you can find your own language. Okay, so I'm talking about the gaming now. Do you have plans to add maybe like other languages to maybe all these countries whereby they don't even like speaking English at all, maybe like adding it to the gaming system?
Yeah, so that is one problem with this style of game is the way the clues are set up. They are in English. Now there is a localization that you can add to games to where, like, if you've played games and you select your language and it changes all of your UI elements to match. Now when it comes to setting clues inside of the game, it's a little bit different. Like the localization is not going to mutate all of those clues and then change them. So one of the struggles that I will have is, being English speaking myself, and I have to keep the clues kind of close to the heart when I make these games. I can't just tell everybody what every clue is, like that it's going to help me with another language. But there are ways that I could write scripts that will change some of the clues, but it's going to take a little bit before that can be done.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of something. Why not possibly have take some team to yourself, maybe like teams from all these countries that I'm talking about, and then possibly you ask them to translate all these clues that you get from killing some zombies, and then when you have people like that in your community who plays the game, you just have to tell them, okay, this it means this means this.
So the only problem with it is I really just need to learn the languages, because if I'm asking them just specific words, then they have the clues, and those clues are money. You would immediately just be able to take the prize. That's the hard part about it.
But the flip side of that is that localization and multiple languages is something that we have talked about, and that we do have on our long-term roadmap. And even if that's where what we do is we have to hire professional translation service,
Exactly.
with a non-disclosure agreement, so that any information that's shared is private and they can't share it with anyone. So those options are being explored and looked at, because we want to get as many countries and languages involved in this, as just like we want to get all the EVM compatible blockchains. We want to be everywhere. So good question.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so those are my questions. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity, Mr. Venom.
No problem. Thank you for your questions, Albie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to someone else that never comes in and talks.
Yeah.
Let's go to. Oh yes, right.
There's Paradigm.
Paradigm.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to allow you to skip me.
Yeah, sorry, man. I forgot. Yeah, go ahead.
It's all fine. Thanks, guys. You've been talking very fine, and I think Venom, you did a good job. I like the way you comprehensively touch almost every aspect of the project.
Thank you.
You leave us with little questions to ask, really.
Yeah,
but
I
here,
like it when the community comes in.
It's great. It's great. I love that. I think I'm going to consider that if I'm going to be an AMA, more like you.
Thank you, man.
So I'm trying to look at the legal implication of gaming. We've seen quite every project nowadays come with play to earn games. It's fine for the ecosystem. But I don't know if you guys have thought about the authorities censoring games. The traditional games, we have about clamped down in some countries. Even PUBG have had a hit in UAE. So if you have a long-term mindset, probably you want to extend this game to the worldwide community. Do you have a measure in place to beat game censorship, especially if it involves certain content in certain countries?
Yeah, it's kind of it's been the same thing with media and things like that throughout history. Laws are different in every country, and I've noticed like the platform I was talking about a minute ago with referrals. It's called Game Jolt, and that's where I put my games. And I have noticed in the past that certain countries aren't even allowed to actually access that website. So what I've done in the past is I've actually just opened up my GitHub and then allowed people to download from there if they want to play. I mean, obviously I'm not I'm not telling you what to do, but like I don't agree with those laws, so but yeah.
I understand. It's understandable that we don't like the government, the authorities trying to, they want to censor almost every content. It's not good for us. We know that. But somehow you have to find a way to beat them to the game. Okay.
Well, think about it think about it like violent games or games that action games that are based like GTA and those types of things. That game is able to be played in most countries in the world. And the way that that's able to happen is that they take into account they use the lowest common denominator in most instances to drive the parameters and requirements for their gaming standards, so that they meet all the requirements of all the different countries in one version. And as we expand and we grow and we branch out into doing the localization in multiple languages in multiple countries, that's certainly something that we will look into to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a bad position. But at the same time, we're also not going to be the game police either. That's not our job. We provide a product and a service, and if you want to play it, then that's up to you as an individual. That's how we kind of roll with it.
All right, quite impressive. I wish you team the very best. I think I'll allow someone else to go ahead with questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for the questions, man. Okay, a few more here. Let's go to Greek. Greek's new to the channel. I haven't heard them speak before, so go ahead, Greek. Greek, I'll give you about... Oh, there we
Hey,
go.
brother, what you doing?
Hey, man, how you doing? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. To the seed collector team, I think you guys are doing an amazing job. You guys have a very solid project here. But my concern has to. I missed the part where you were talking about the cost of entry into the game. Or seeing how amazing what you are building is, I figured that when you do launch and in a couple of months, whatever you pegged your entry into the game as now would probably be a little bit more expensive, as we move forward and as adoption is driven up, because of what you have, obviously. So, this might cut out a couple of other persons that might be interested in playing the game because, it is too expensive to get into. It is too expensive to play. And then only guys with the big bucks, can actually play and earn, something substantial from the game. So, do you have any plans to say downplay the entry requirements or the cost of actually playing and being able to earn, in the game as not now, but probably in the future as we move forward, just to avoid a situation, an Axie Infinity situation where
Mm-hmm.
it's
Nope.
very expensive to be Axie Infinity now. You understand? So do you have
Yep.
plans for this?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal question, actually. And we have talked about making, as we grow, having games that don't cost as much. Like this first episode, obviously, we put a lot of time in this one and to scaffold out everything. But now that all the controls are made and all of the code is done, making new environments does not take that long, especially if we do something like asset flipping, to where we take a pack of 3D objects that are already made, and then we put them in the world, and we can put clues in them, and we can always do smaller games that way. So yeah, it's a great question, and Axie Affinity, they do have a problem right now with that, and a lot of play to earn games do, but it's something that we can control, because we can determine, we can have a ratio of what you need to hold based on the amount of prizes that are in the episode. So we can always reach that, I guess, homeostasis, so to speak, to where if we keep like 1/100th of a requirement to what the prizes are, then the players can play, but at the same time the players are not taking more from the ecosystem as well. So
Yeah, so we use the formula of a 1 to 100. So if the main prize is $10,000, then you will need to hold $100 worth of words tokens, and we pegged it to dollars as opposed to a certain number of tokens, as Ty mentioned a little earlier, for the sole reason that if you buy $100 worth and the price goes up, well, you can continue to play. If the price goes down, you may have to buy $5 more worth of tokens, but it will never be, you'll never have to have more than $100 worth of tokens to play. And if let's say episode 3, the main prize is $25,000, then it would be something along the lines of you'd have to hold $250 worth of tokens to be eligible to play the game and win that $25,000 main prize. And as Ty said, that is adjustable. That's something that we control. And as we progress forward, we will make sure that it is equitable and fair, so that as many people as possible can play while sustaining the ecosystem and the game prizes.
And at the same time, with it being like that we use an API to do a balance check in USD. If we wanted to have a mini game that's say $100, you know, we could do that, or even $1,000, and then that requirement would be one 1/100th of the prize. So we can always adjust and do mini games, or even bigger games where there's bigger tournaments. Yeah, it's all adjustable.
I think that's actually quite amazing that you know you've considered this, and you have plans to just make sure it is equitable for everybody. And
Hey
I
man, look,
have
I've worked my whole life, you know, for everything I've got, and I know what it's like not to have enough money to do what you want, and I take that into account. So yeah, I definitely want to make sure that everybody has a chance to play.
I have no doubt what you're building will succeed. So good luck, and I'll probably join your community and throw in a couple of bins too.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks, man.
Our pre-sale is going to start in about 12 minutes.
Awesome. Thanks, Reek. That being said, guys, do you want to stick around for more questions, or should you probably get going, or what's going on for time wise? It's totally up to you. There's a lot of hands up. We can keep going.
I can take a couple more if people still want to talk. That's no problem.
Sure, let's do it. Okay, so like I said, let's go to somebody that never gets an opportunity or never has their hand up in here. So Legendary Astro, I've unmuted you, man. If you have a question, by all means, go ahead. Okay, Legendary Astro, that is totally okay, man. I'll give you about 10 seconds, and then we're going to move on to the next question.
Look, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, there you are. Yep.
Yes. My question is this: what are the outstanding characters of this game? And if I'm to play the game, what's the options of me winning? And if I'm to win a token, like, can you just explain a brief explanation of the game?
Yeah, so basically you are playing as a character named Jax, and he has come back to a world that has collapsed, and the only type of money that works is cryptocurrency. He goes to his neighborhood as he's driving home. The neighborhood is crawling with zombies, and he has found that someone has scattered his seed phrase all over the place. You have to solve clues to figure out the seed phrase, and then there are many clues or many prizes along the way as well. So you might win a prize just by killing a zombie. You might find an Easter egg just laying somewhere. There are many different ways to win money inside of the game, but the main prize, the big prize, you will need to solve the mystery of where his seed phrase has been hidden and put all the pieces together.
Okay, thanks, man.
Hey, you're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks, Legendary. Did you have anything else, or I don't think so. I think you're good. Okay. Let's go to Lillian. Lillian, go ahead. Welcome to the channel. If you have a question, go ahead. I'll give you about 10 seconds.
So much.
10 seconds. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hey, Lillian. Yep.
All right. Good evening.
Hey.
So my question is for the game, is there going to be a record of each person who participates on the tournament? Is there going to be a place where it can be kept like in archive? Then it will be resettled for the tournament thereafter. Is it possible?
Are you asking if there's like a leaderboard?
Yes.
I have not set up a leaderboard for this game. I've done them in the past with PlayFab, but in a sense, I guess you could say there's a leaderboard, and the fact that if you're the first person that pulled the prize out, so like if you look at my screen, the prizes are on the website. So whoever was claiming that prize, I guess you could say, would be on a leaderboard, but there's not one specifically created. No.
Okay,
We,
but
we,
is it going to be
we may end up, I was
create?
going to say, we may end up considering having like a Hall of Fame or, Sprue Agents, Sprue Agency Awards where, like the first person that solves the first scavenger hunt, gets their name on a plaque on our website under the Hall of Fame or something. But as far as a ongoing leaderboard, no, not yet.
Okay, but is there plans for it to be incorporated?
It's something that's been discussed. It's not something that is high on our radar at this time.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Venom.
Yes. Thank you very much, Lillian. Okay, one more, guys. One more question.
Sure.
Let's go to. Let's go to Henry. Henry, welcome to the VC, bro. He just left. Or got dropped. Maybe. I'm not sure. Give him a sec. There he is. He's back. Henry.
So, Venom,
Hey, bro.
yeah, it's been like 3 months now,
It's been like 3 months. Stop.
Just kidding, man, just kidding. What's up, guys?
Why are you so quiet?
Is that
You're so quiet.
quiet? You mean in the VC?
Yes. Yeah, in VC.
I kind of knew. I'm trying to
It's all
figure out
good. I can hear you. Can you hear him, Hank?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay. Henry, go ahead, man. You're a bit quiet, but
So
it's
my
fine.
question here is I actually love games, right?
Yes.
So I just want to know how do you get how do you calculate the points to the tokens, like I just want to know like how many games can you play in a day, equivalent to the tokens you get.
So that
Is it stage by stage, right? I just want to know like how many times you have to play the game, for you to earn a certain amount of tokens.
So this game is a little bit different than your typical play to earn. So a lot of play to earns have economy set up to where you play the game, you get their tokens, and then people dump the tokens on the chart, and it messes it up. The way this game works is you play the game, and then there are prizes that come from the actual tokenomics of the game. We are literally feeding the tokenomics right into the game. So you will have B&B that you win, and they will be put in different prizes. So when you find those prizes in the game, it's first come, first serve. You would take those out. And then as we go into other episodes, we put new prizes in, and we just keep rolling in that format. Rather than you play and you earn a token that ends up hurting the project in the long run.
Oh my goodness, DMB is involved. Oh, I'm sure gonna play this game. Huh? Okay, my question here is it multiplayer, because my guys will love game. Would love game.
So there's
multiplayer.
There are plans to do like a multiplayer style to this. Right now it is a single player game. However, every person that plays this game is a race against time. So if you find a clue in the game first, then you beat another player that's playing it locally. So whoever finds the prize first takes it, because inside you can actually take the prize from the blockchain inside of the game. So if you're the first one to it, then you can kind of consider that multiplayer. So, but you're not going to have other players in your world. However, you are playing against other players in the world.
You're gonna get their assist. All right. Thank you very much. That's my question. Yeah, sure. Well, it's cool project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you say you had another question?
No, Venom. All right, that's all.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Henry. Thanks for your questions, man. Legendary Astro. Hey, bro. Yeah, we can hear you.
I have one more question.
Okay, man.
Like, about the game, do you have a rule that guides the game, like a rule that you can follow to play the game?
Could you say the last part again?
Like a rule that guides the game, a rule, like a guideline that we can follow to play the game.
There's really no rules. There are you asking like if there's a like
The
tutorial to
guideline,
show you how to play it? Yeah. So if you go into our chat and you type /tutorial, there's a video that shows how to play it.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, you're welcome.
There's
Awesome.
also a video on our YouTube channel too.
Yes, there's. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, an hour and a half. I think that's pretty good, guys. There is a lot of hands up still. It's totally up to you guys, whatever you want to do. If you want to continue on or not. There has been most of it has been answered, I think.
We kind of need to start the pre-sale and get the kind of chat going again.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to hop over, I'll be good to answer questions in like 30 minutes, but I do have to set some stuff up.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
But feel free to join us, at the Seed Collector Telegram, and we're happy to answer questions. We love it. So,
I'll answer questions all night.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your time, Ben. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you guys for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. There was one thing that I wanted to say before you guys go is I absolutely love the name. I got a kick out of it, and half the chat got a kick out of it as well, guys. It was a good laugh. So, lots of innuendo in there as well as just a solid name overall for a crypto project. So,
we have put a lot of time into this idea, man. We wanted to come with something unique that nobody has seen before. So.
That's what I was saying, man.
I'm
it's like a totally new concept. Like I said, we got those little side scrollers. This is a FPS zombie game with, clues and little scavenger hunts that you got to find stuff. So that's exciting in its own. So once again, guys, thank you very much for coming on. If you guys do have any more questions in the community and they weren't answered this AMA, like Hank and Winchester said, just go over to the Telegram, ask anything. Their pre-sale is about to start. So get in there, ask your questions. He did say it might take about a half an hour for him to get back to you, but I'm sure if the mods can answer it or if Winchester's in there, they'll be able to answer. So thank you guys once more time. We're going to go on to the giveaways now. So, is there any final words that you guys would like to say before I end the recording? I guess you sort of just did that with go into the Telegram and ask questions. So, we'll leave it at that.
Ready to see how fast everybody can solve this thing. Like I said, the last one took 3.5 weeks. Let's see how many smart people we got out there. I want to see how fast this goes.
I love the fact that it took that long, man, for the last one.
Yeah.
So, it's not solved in 2 hours.
My brain's a little bit warped, so some clues are pretty crafty. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna take a little bit of when you find it, there will be an aha moment. So we'll leave it at that.
Awesome, man. I'm super excited to try your game in a couple days, guys. So thank you once again. I'm gonna do the giveaways, and like I said, we'll see you in your Telegram.
Peace.
Here, let me